Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
And good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on your statewide noon news on this Tuesday. I'm Andrea Lutz. At noon, we continue to track a missing woman reportedly kidnapped out of Spokane and taken to Montana by her boyfriend. A missing persons advisory says 20-year-old Corinne Marie Peterson called Lake County Dispatch to report her boyfriend, 34-year-old John Monday, took her and was abusing her. Authorities pinged Peterson's cell phone to the Polson area, but police say the phone has since been powered off, preventing any further contact. And officials are unable to locate the pair when they've been searching in the area. So this is who they are looking for. Peterson is a Native American with brown hair and hazel eyes. She's 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighs 180. Monday is a white male with brown hair and hazel eyes, 5 feet 7 inches and weighs 190. Both are possibly traveling in a red two-door sedan with Washington or Idaho plates, and the public is asked to call the Lake County Sheriff's Office with any information. New at noon, a Bozeman doctor is being fined $150,000 for illegally giving out weight loss drugs at clinics in Bozeman and Billings. 71-year-old Ronald Buss admitted to dispensing the appetite suppressants without seeing clients. Buss was the medical director for Go Figure, a weight loss clinic in Bozeman and Billings. In 2016, a pharmacist told Billings DEA that Buss was illegally dispensing the drugs. He admitted to pre-signing blank prescriptions before seeing patients, and also was sentenced to 3 years of probation. In Gallatin County, there's new fears surrounding the shortage of COVID-19 vaccines, and now that shortage is turning into no vaccines for the county. MTN's Annie Johnson explains what exactly is going on.
It's not the news you want to hear, especially since so many people are still waiting to get their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. But last Friday in the health meeting, Matt Kelly explained the lack of first doses the Gallatin County Health Department has.
But in terms of the amount of vaccine that we're able to acquire to give first doses, we will give it all out. We have some vaccine in the refrigerator that we're going to be using for second doses next week. We have to keep that to be able to give those second doses in the time frame that people are eligible for it.
Now, that was the status as of Friday, and as of Monday, that is still true. A spokesperson for the county told me they usually get information about an upcoming shipment on Tuesdays. Reporting in Gallatin County, Annie Johnson, MTN News.
Well, the Butte Board of Health is considering changing its COVID-19 restrictions after outcry from businesses. In December, leaders increased the COVID-19 restrictions after a spike in cases. It included a 10 p.m. closure for bars and a capacity of 50%. But small business owners expressed their displeasure. So now the board could extend the closing time to 12:30 and allow a 75% capacity. A virtual meeting on the rules will take place Thursday. As new and more contagious variants of COVID-19 close in on Montana, doctors at Billings Clinic are on high alert using a new testing system to try and find it. It's called the TAC Path, and you can get results in as little as 24 hours. But after a dozen tests, there's so far no known cases of the UK variant in Montana. Unfortunately, doctors say even if you've been vaccinated against COVID-19, you're not immune to a more contagious mutation of the virus.
It was a matter of time before COVID really came to Montana. We were a little bit behind the rest of the country, but once it gets here, it's so contagious, I think that it could really take off. It's probably just a matter of time before.
Well, the CDC says the United Kingdom variant spreads more easily and quickly than other variants. Coming to Kalispell, temporary shelter for the homeless who must quarantine during COVID-19. The Community Action Partnership of Northwest Montana will use federally allocated funds to purchase 4 extended stay motel rooms for the shelter. Officials say the motel rooms will use walk-up access to minimize the possibility of contacts with other guests. And the joint use of resources will help to provide health care and food for residents in quarantine.
When you're sick or, thinking that you might be sick, having a safe, warm place to put your head is really a pretty remarkable gift to be able to give someone.
The motel will remain anonymous to protect the safety of all the homeless residents that are being served. All right, 6 more weeks of winter. That's according to the ultimate weather predictor, Punxsutawney Phil. This, of course, if you do believe in the folklore surrounding Groundhog Day. Phil wakes up from his hibernation on February 2nd. And the legend says if he sees a shadow, we'll have 6 more weeks of winter. If he doesn't, spring will arrive soon. So some areas of the state are already seeing that winter. Well,
That's
other
right.
areas, I don't know. Looks like early spring. What do you think?
Well, you know what? Today it feels like that. I mean, some areas could see almost record high temperatures, but like Punxsutawney Phil said, winters are coming. Yeah, we've definitely got a couple of blasts of cold fronts coming through. We've got our first one tomorrow, and then a bigger one coming in later on this week, and we'll tell you more about that in just a bit. But look at those temperatures out there. Mainly in the 50s, we're seeing some 40s and some 30s as well. Already seeing some snow on the western part of the state. That will continue to push toward the middle part of the state and off to the eastern side as well, and northern Wyoming. This one may not be the big snowmaker, maybe a better chance we could see more accumulation as we get Friday, Saturday, because it is going to get colder. How cold? I'll let you know. Details coming up. Andrew.
All right, sounds like it might be starting soon. Thanks, Miller. New at noon, a hike with 2 men near Ennis ended in a quick trip to the hospital. Well, FWP says the men were walking along the Jack Creek Trail when they were surprised by a bull moose. The moose charged and knocked one of the men to the ground, and the moose was eventually chased away. The men went to the Madison Valley Hospital for some injuries.
The hiker who was injured was treated for his injuries in Ennis. His injuries were not life-threatening. He was a little beat up, but he was okay.
So wardens interviewed both men and then posted warning signs at the trailhead to let people know that there was a moose that might still be in the area. No other action, though, is going to be taken against that moose at this time. And officials say this incident serves as a good reminder to always be alert when traveling in the backcountry. 2 Helena area brothers accused of taking part in the Capitol riots will be transferred to Washington, D.C. to face trial. Joshua and Jared Hughes faced 9 charges and appeared in federal court in Great Falls. Prosecutors say the men were among the first 10 rioters to enter the Capitol, and the mob confronted Capitol Police Officer Eugene Goodman in a widely shared video from the riot. Goodman, of course, being called a hero for luring the mob away from the Senate floor. At the Montana legislature, the House is endorsing a bill to protect businesses against so-called frivolous lawsuits related to COVID-19. The bill says anyone suing for damages must prove gross negligence, and supporters say it will encourage businesses to open without fear of getting sued. Opponents saying the bill lets businesses evade creating a safe workplace. Governor Greg Gianforte says he'll lift the statewide mask mandate once the bill becomes law. That bill will likely see a vote coming up today. We do have more ahead on the noon news on this Tuesday, including how despite an ongoing pandemic, Valentine's Day is not likely to see a dip in sales of flour and candy. We'll explain. But we're joining Miller Robson again after the break with a look at that statewide weather forecast.